With my question, I think you probably answered some of it already, but my question was, what was the most significant barrier to growing a sustainable practice, and what did you do to overcome it?
Let me see, because I spoke a little bit to sustainable, but let me see if I can feel into like the most significant barrier. Yeah. Yeah, the most significant barrier was and will be again every time it shows up, the self-concern about making money as a result of this conversation. Right? It's like, and
Mm,
that fear, worry, concern, thought has creep too. Like you can get free of it, but then it's like, I don't know, for some reason, there's this gravity around it. It wants to sneak back in. Whether you've, and it's usually as a function of some kind of scarcity, whether it's financial scarcity or time scarcity, you know, doesn't just have to be not having money. It could be like, I'm just got a lot going on. So is this conversation going to make me some money, or, going to buy me some more time or whatever it is?
mm,
And so, and so therefore, and if you go back through my 15 years of YouTube videos, especially in the early days, you'll see a lot of content around me dealing with that and working to overcome that. I did a TEDx talk on it. I have a great video about how to escape the scarcity trap. Maybe Jamie, we can find the link and share it with the peeps later. That one's a fun one. But the core kind of question that I used and will still use to get me out of that obstacle is, am I willing, at least for this conversation, to be here only to serve, only to help? Am I willing, at least for this conversation, at least for today with the 100K accelerator, at least for this hour, am I willing just to help and just to serve? And I have to practice that, still today sometimes to get free of that most significant barrier to having and continuing to grow a sustainable coaching practice. So the more that I can sustain a service orientation, because I'm free of the fear of not receiving something in return. That's the piece we're adding into the earlier question, right?
mm. Yeah.
About sustainable. Then the more sustainable it is. Yeah. Free from the worry of self-interest, and I get free of that by asking that am I willing question, you know?
Yeah.
And another version of it is, am I willing to have helping you be more important than whether or not you hire me? And
Mm,
I'll take that into the conversation when I make the proposal and you're like, oh, I'm not sure, or it's a lot of money. Now in this moment, with how you're showing up in response to this, like very kind of like, this is the dance. Am I willing to have helping you right now be more important than whether or not you hire me? When I am, I'm willing to say things like, I think you're just scared. Whereas that might look like somebody that cares more about you hiring me, but actually it's not, because if I cared more about you hiring me, I wouldn't challenge you or in the comp when you're like, you might say yes. I'm not going to challenge you now. I don't want to blow it. But when I care more about helping you, I'm like, you sound scared. What are you scared of?
mm.
Then I can be challenging in a place where, yeah, I might blow up, but that's okay because I care more about helping you be free of your fear than I do whether or not you hire me. You see how it applies? Like the primacy
Yeah. Yeah.
applies. Yeah. Thanks for your question.
Thank you. That really
Hey, you're
impacted
welcome.
me. Thank you very much.
Awesome, Pete. Thanks for